Well, here we are on the map, just showing you kind of where I'm at in Tennessee. I've kind of followed the Appalachian Mountains up through here, Appalachian trails up around in here. It's on here. It's a little dotted line somewhere. So I just crossed the road I'm on. I came up a highway off of 107 from Irwin to a little campground called Rock Creek. And then I continued up the road, and then eventually there was a gap. I think it was Indian Grave Gap, the top of a ridge, and there was a road that cut off, and right there the Appalachian Trail crossed over the road. So anyway, I'm up a little ways from that in the Cherokee National Forest. So anyway, I was going to do a little walk and talk and show you where I'm at, and then go from there. So that's where I'm parked down there, and there's a little gated road here. They just don't want you driving up here, but it's okay for foot traffic. So I'll take a little walk up through the woods. I always have my eyes peeled for mushrooms and ginseng now. But anyway, kind of what I wanted to talk about was the other day. Maybe we'll start off with Greenville. Greenville is another little town. It's a little bigger than Irwin, but it's one of the places I had picked out while I was in California as somewhere to check out. Did a drive through there. It's a nice little town. And then Irwin, it's a little smaller, but it's a cool little town too. So it's all along the kind of mountain ranges. There's a good national forest here where you can just blow up to the forest and get out and do a little recreation. So that's cool. Last night I stayed at the Greenville Walmart. It was pretty mellow there, slept good. And then tonight I'll probably sleep up here. There's a little bit of internet service, so that's nice. So I can upload a video. But the day before yesterday, Sunday, I guess starting Saturday at the lookout that I was at, I did a couple videos about that. And so while I was up there, I was just sitting in my chair enjoying that up there, and a nice family came up there. Marlon, Alice, Jason, and Kendra. So it was the grandfather and a grandson family. And so anyway, we chatted, and they were flying a drone, and they were very polite and asked if it was okay to fly the drone. And we talked, and it was a nice interaction. And kind of to my surprise, Marlon asked me, invited me over if I wanted to stop by, and told me where they lived and all that. And so anyway, so that was that. And then, so eventually I did reach out, and I thought it over, and I'm like, that's interesting that they're going to invite me over, just not really knowing me. I mean, they knew that I was from California and traveling and relocating. So, I mean, for all they know, I was some kind of weirdo serial killer, I don't know. But they trusted me, which was cool. So Sunday I ended up over there, which was really cool. But Sunday, starting the day, I slept at Burnett Gap. A little horse trail area where you could park your horse trailer and go for a horse ride. So I was getting out of the truck, and some folks roll in with their horses. So it was a daughter, middle-aged daughter, and her dad. And he was older, and he was limping around. I could tell he was in pain. So they were doing their thing, and he got to the point where he was wanting to get his saddle up on his horse, and he just kind of looked over at me on my tailgate. And I was just having my morning cocoa, and he didn't have to say a whole lot, but I could tell he wanted a hand. So I helped him throw his saddle up on the horse, and then the daughter, we were chatting, and she was so polite about asking me if she lit one up. Cannabis, that is. And I kind of got a chuckle out of that and said, yeah, I'm fine with that. And then I didn't realize it at the time, but Tennessee is still an illegal state, so cannabis is not legal here. So that was interesting to learn. So she was being discreet about it. So anyway, turns out her dad had just had a hip replacement 6 months ago. And that's why he was in pain, and this was his first ride since the surgery. So he kind of painfully got up on the horse, and they rode off. So that was kind of cool to see him toughen it out and get back up on the horse, because he hadn't ridden since before the surgery. So they did their thing, and so that's kind of how that day started. And then kind of eased into the day. Is that a horseshoe? So then it was getting to be around 11. I told Marlon that I would swing by, and Marlon's an older fella, and kind of looks like a marlin. He's long white hair, silver hair, nice long beard. And so anyway, they told me where they lived, and I went over there, and it turned out to be one of the most wonderful experiences in my trip. They were just the kindest people, and Jason and Kendra cooked up buffalo burgers on the grill, and Alice shared her home canned okra, banana peppers, and pickles, and the whole thing was just wonderful. And Marla and I chatted out on the patio, and they showed me their whole property and the cabin they had built. They're such talented people and so kind to share. So I was so grateful to them just to share their lives with me. And I told them, I'm like, it's not often somebody just invites some guy over. So anyway, they trusted me, and I trusted them. And I thought I was going to have to maybe, I don't know what, people have hidden agendas, so you never know. But they were perfectly just genuine and wanted to be cool and spend some time together. But I thought maybe I was going to have to commit to Jesus, or who knows what, get baptized on the spot, or I don't know. But anyway, they were just really down to earth people, and I guess you chalk it up to Southern hospitality. And so if they watch this, I just want to reiterate that it was really nice to meet you, and I'm grateful, and probably keep in touch. So then I was off from there. Well, I should mention that I love cats. So they had a little cat, Houston, which kind of met me at the driveway when I came in, and he was real slow getting out of the way. But he followed us on our walk through the woods on their property, and he's a little older, so he huffed and puffed, but he made it. He's a beautiful cat. So you can't leave him out. So anyway, so then the day went on, and so I did a little exploring further up into the forest. And so the next encounter was going up through the forest. There was a little pond pull off. And so I drove in there thinking it'd be cool to check that out. But I'll backtrack again a little bit. So before that, I thought, well, be nice to take a bath today. So there was a nice creek, and the road was up around Weaver's Bend, I believe it was. And so anyway, there's a nice creek running through there, through this part of the forest. And so I had a really nice bath in there. It was one of the colder baths I've had, but it was nice and refreshing. And so then I was feeling real good. The baths in nature was a highlight. So anyway, from there is when I took off up the road and then found the pond pull out. So as I'm pulling in there, there's like a big group of bikers hanging out. They kind of always take a double take, like, okay, are we good? So I got out of the truck and I just started chatting with them a little bit, and they turned out to be just really cool people, down to earth, and they were pure Tennessee locals. And so it was just cool to connect with them as well. So just the diversity of people that day, it was interesting. And so we had a few laughs, and they were all smoking a little weed. So again, it was illegal, so they had all driven out into the forest so they could smoke a joint. So yeah, it's different here that way, but they get it figured out one way. People will do what they want to do, legal or not legal. So that was just a really cool day, the diversity of people. And then the day prior, when I did the cooking video at the park, that big group that was there, it was such a happy group and happy times. So I'll just tag, I did a little video of them having fun. I'll probably call this video, Happy Americans Having Fun. And it was just, there's those times where everything's just kind of right. The temperature, the lighting, the feel of the moment, and everybody's just happy. Not necessarily euphoric, but just you feel like everything's right in the world for that one moment. And so it's kind of one of those moments where everybody was just having fun. And so I'll tag that little piece of a video I did of them at the park. That was the Newport City Park, but I don't know if it'll get kicked back for copyright because there was some music playing. So we'll see. But anyway, that was just a little walk and talk I wanted to do about some of my experiences. So it's really pretty up here, so I'm just gonna boonie crash a little bit and see if I can find some sang, and that would be really cool. It's very elusive, but we'll see. That's it for now. Take care. Alexander adventures on.